Hey guys, welcome. I'm Jenna. I am sick. I know I sound awful, but we're just gonna keep going. So today we're doing empties. This is probably, I think it was about 4 months ago. So these will probably end up being quarterly videos if I continue using products the way that I do. Majority of this is going to be skincare. There are a couple of makeup products and there are some declutters in here as well, which I'll go through also. All right, so starting off, I have got 2 of these skin 1004, skin 1004, I don't know how to say it, but I've got 2 of these. I actually won these in a giveaway and I've got like 3 others to get through. I think I won like the entire line of the Madagascar Centella serums. So I've got the Hyaluronic one, so hyaluronic acid, and then I have the Tea Tricker one. Tea Tricker? Yeah. So basically this one is the hyaluronic acid one and then this one is the tea tree one. So they all have centella in them, which is a calming ingredient. And then they have other things added. So this has got tea tree added and it's meant to be more calming and soothing for I believe, is it for acne prone skin or just irritated skin? I don't know, but I used this one and then my husband actually used this one. These last a really, really long time. Like it took ages to get through this one for me. And well, even my husband took ages to get through this one, but they're 100 mils, but they just last a really long time and it's quite a thin consistency. But yeah, I enjoyed using it. I didn't notice any like huge differences while using it in my skin, but I tend to use a few calming ingredients anyway, because I've got, I guess like reactive skin. And my husband enjoyed using this. I mean, he used the whole thing up, so that's all I can ask for. Now, I've got 1 sunscreen in here. Why do I only have 1 sunscreen? Oh, it's because so I've currently got like 3 different sunscreens open at the moment. This was part of that rotation, but this is just one that I have opened, that I used up before the others. The next empties, I'll probably have like 3 or 4 sunscreens in that one. But this is the Gem Solar Screen. It is SPF 50. This is nice. It is very lightweight, which is what I prefer with sunscreen textures. And it has a nice scent to it. If you are sensitive to smell or just like any sort of added fragrance, you may not like this because it has got a decent fragrance to it. But I really liked it. It goes on really nicely. It doesn't pill or anything, although I don't tend to have a lot of issues with pilling with my skincare and that anyway. But yeah, I don't have any bad things to say about it really. So moving on, this one is one that I only recently finished and I've had this for so long. It was probably past its expiry, but I like it. It is the Jamiso Snail X Ultimate Boost Facial Essence. It is basically like snail mucin and I really like it. It is quite a thick consistency. If you've never tried a snail mucin product before, you will have to get used to the texture because it's like one of those products where you rub your hands together and then, you know, you do this and it's very stringy. So it does have an unusual texture to it if you're not used to using anything with snail mucin, but it's a really nice product. It just gives a really nice glow to the skin. Did I notice any brightening effects? I can't even remember what it's meant to do, to be honest, because I've had it for so long. But yeah, I did enjoy using it. I think snail mucin is meant to be brightening and calming. I honestly can't remember, but yeah, I liked it. Would I purchase it again? I probably wouldn't, just because I didn't really notice, other than like hydration, I didn't really notice anything else that this provided. Moving on to 2 products that I absolutely love and that I will repurchase. This one is the first one. I adore this product. Is this one that I also had in my last Empties? I don't think so, but this is the second bottle of this I have purchased and used completely. It's the Skin and Lab Barrier Derm Milky Serum. So it's basically like a ceramide serum. Oh, I miss this already. This is such a fantastic product. My skin just drinks it up, and it really does have, it's really hydrating, and it's just so, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's luxurious to use. It has this nice slip to it, so when I'm actually applying it, it goes on really smoothly. It just feels really nourishing on my skin. As I said, my skin just drinks it up, and it gives a really nice glow as well. I adore this product. This is like one of my favorite skincare products, and I will definitely repurchase. Same with this one. This is the Sun by Me Retinol Intense Reactivating Serum. So this basically has retinol 0.1%, retinal 1 ppm, whatever that is, and bakuchiol 5000 ppm. I don't know what ppm is, but it's basically a retinol serum. This is so good. If you are a beginner to retinol, I would highly recommend this one. Basically with this, I would notice the following morning, after a little bit of using it, the following morning, I would have, like, my skin would just look really radiant and like youthful, I guess. And I would get compliments, like people would say, man, your skin looks really nice today, because I had used this the night before. I do have a different one currently, because when I went to repurchase, this one was sold out, so I had to buy a different one, but it's like a similar product. Anyway, this is fantastic. So it's basically a retinol serum, but it has a couple of different types of retinol plus the bakuchiol, which is a retinol alternative, but it doesn't have the side effects of a retinol. So if you have ever used retinol before, you probably know that it can cause some sensitivity to the skin, especially if you're overusing it. But this does not cause, like, I did not get any skin irritation with this at all. And sometimes I would use this like every second night or every night if I forgot that I'd used it the night before, and I still didn't get any skin sensitivity with it. Like, I would usually, if I'm using retinol quite regularly, sometimes like even touching my skin, I will feel a little bit sensitized, but not with this. If you are a beginner to retinol or you want to start using retinol, I would highly recommend this, because it's fantastic. I love it. And it also has other things in it, like, oh my god, what is it? Why can I not think of it? Not ceramides, but peptides. I think it's got other like skin calming ingredients in it as well. That's another reason why it is so like non-irritating on the skin. Ugh, I love it so much. But yeah, would highly recommend this. Definitely well worth it. So next product is the Derm Ease Treatment Cream. I have already repurchased this because it's phenomenal. Such an underrated product. I really don't hear people talking about this at all. But if you haven't tried it, and if you have dry skin, you really should try it. It's fantastic. They have different tiers of like moisturization. This one is the treatment cream. So this is the highest moisture intensity, it's called. This is the highest moisture intensity before it goes into like balms, like treatment balms, which I don't like. But yeah, this is the treatment cream. Really, really good. I initially tried this. I think it might have been Mouths of Mums. They had sent me the whole range of this to try and to review. And I have continued to purchase this since then because I love it so much. So the treatment cream, this is by far my favorite product. They also have I think it's just the moisturizing cream, which is also good, but I prefer this more because this is so like moisture intense, but it like instantly soothes that dryness. It instantly takes away that like flaky sort of, you know what I mean, that dry, gross dry feeling. I'm not working at the moment just because of where we're living, and I'm basically taking a couple of years off to raise the kids. But when I was working, this lived in my bag because washing my hands multiple times a day, they would always get really dry and just that dry, gross feeling. I would put this on. It's hard to explain. I don't know why I'm trying to squeeze in. Oh, there's some product left in here. It's not empty. Now it is empty. This has such I don't want to say unusual texture because it doesn't. It just feels like a moisturizing cream, but it feels like an intense moisturizing cream. And it's unusual in the sense that while you're applying it, it just feels like a normal thick, really thick moisturizing cream. But after a couple of seconds, like 5 seconds, it all of a sudden like dries down. It feels like your skin just kind of sucks it in. It's a really weird feeling. But my skin just feels so hydrated, but it doesn't leave that like sticky, that, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't leave that sticky sort of feeling that a lot of intense moisturizers can do. It just kind of feels like hydrated skin. So I have repurchased this already. I also use this on my 3-year-old's eczema prone skin, and it has really helped with that. Now down to the last skincare product, and it is going to be a product that you see frequently in my empties because it's my holy grail cleanser. This is the Asano Collagen Boost. I can never remember. The Asano Collagen Boost Cream Cleanser. This is my favorite cleanser. I always have this in my bathroom. I will always have it on hand. Even if I'm testing out other cleansers, I will still have this on hand because my skin's temperamental. I have dry skin. I can't use like gel cleansers or foaming cleansers. They dry my skin out way too much and I end up getting dry patches, especially on the bridge of my nose. So this is the only cream cleanser really that I will use consistently. The reason I love this so much is because it cleanses my skin, but it doesn't leave it feeling tight and dry, so it doesn't overstrip it. I have been using this since they brought it out. I think it's probably like 4 years or something that I started using this. And before I was using this, I was using their Rose Hip cream cleanser, which is very, very similar to this. You can't get that in Australia anymore. I think you can only get it on their on the Asano website, which is based in New Zealand. But yeah, I've started using this because I can just get it from Woolworths. It is $20, but it does go on sale fairly regularly. So if you're looking for a cream cleanser, I would obviously recommend this one because I've been using it pretty consistently for years, despite using other ones as well. Like I've tried a bunch of different cleansers, but I always come back to that. And like I said, even if I am testing out other cleansers, I will still have this on hand just in case the other one doesn't work out for me. But anyway, Oh, and I obviously have another one of these in my shower already. So I actually have some empty makeup products. These were both in my project pan, and I have finished both of them up. So the first one is my favorite everyday concealer. This is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I love this. This thing lasted a really long time. You can probably see that I have actually removed the pump in it. It's a reverse pump bottle, and I actually ripped the whole thing apart and scraped out every last bit of product in here. And yeah, I will repurchase this again, but I'm really working towards using up the concealers that I have. I have 1, 2, 3, well, technically 2.5, because one of them is a mini, but I already have concealers and I'm trying to use them up, or at least use them up more before I get another one. And there's always new concealers on the market. I really enjoy using trying different products, but I would absolutely recommend this one. The trick with this product, and pretty much all concealer really, is to use less of it. One problem I guess that I had with this is because it's not a doe foot, it's got a little pump, mine's detached. Because it is a little pump bottle, I always seem to pump out too much product, or at least I did before I got the hang of it. And so what I would typically do is I would just like pump a tiny little bit on the back of my hand, then get a flat brush like this. This is my concealer brush, and then I would actually apply it with the brush, and then just tap it out with my finger afterwards. But yeah, would highly recommend this. Absolutely love it. Will repurchase eventually. Not just yet, but I will definitely repurchase. And this is the concealer. If anybody says to me, hey, what do you recommend for like a really good concealer? This is what I will recommend. And I stand by that. Okay, and on to the last empty product. It is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. This is in the shade Brown, and I love this mascara. It's such a good everyday mascara. It kind of just makes it look like you have really nice natural lashes. So it will add a little bit of length on the first layer. This is one of those products that you probably will want to layer, because the first layer, it just sort of coats them. It makes them look nice with like a little bit of length. But once you add that second layer, it will kind of thicken them a little bit, but it will make them look just long, like you have really nice long natural lashes. I actually recommended this product to a friend of mine. She had purchased it, and then I kind of forgotten that she'd purchased it, and we had gone out on a weekend, or maybe it was just a regular day, I can't remember. But there was one day where I was like, man, your lashes look really nice. Have you had a lash lift or something? And she's like, no, it's the mascara you told me to buy. And I was like, oh yeah, see, that's fine. And it just looked like she had naturally nice lifted lashes. It's like a subtle type of thing, but it really is a nice effect. I hope I explained that properly, because I'm really, really bad at explaining things. But yeah, it's really, really nice. Would highly recommend. Will repurchase. I've got so many mascaras there at the moment that I need to use first, so I won't be repurchasing anytime soon. I say that, but I probably will, and then stash them there. But anyway, I will repurchase and 100% recommend. Okie dokie, I've just survived a coughing fit. Now, let's talk about declutters. I'll go through, I think most of these are expired, that's why I've decluttered them, but I'll go through each product individually. The first one I'm decluttering is the Ulta 3 Shade Adjusting Drops. These were just okay. I initially got them, I mean, I'm notorious for picking the wrong shade of foundation, especially when it comes to online purchases. And this product just, it's always been quite thick, so it does change the texture of the foundation that I would be using. It would make it a little bit thicker, but it would also give more of a white cast than anything. Like if I lightened a foundation, it would lighten it, but then my face would have this weird white cast because it's basically just like a white pigment essentially. Sorry, it's my kid. So yeah, I didn't love these to begin with, but they're truly expired now, so it's definitely time to get rid of them. The next declutter is another expired product, and it's the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. This is actually a really good concealer. If you want a concealer that is just not going to go anywhere, this is it. It can be a little bit drying under the eyes because it does dry down matte. This is definitely one of those creaseless concealers. It's one of the concealers that I can truly say is actually creaseless. So if you want something that is bulletproof, this is definitely a concealer to look at. This isn't the type of concealer that you can just kind of put in the darkest areas, go and do something or do a different step of your makeup routine and then blend this out. This has to be blended out straight away because it dries down fairly quickly. However, if you need something that is going to be full coverage and does not budge, I would actually recommend this. This is it's just one of those products that I didn't get a lot of use out of because this is completely the wrong shade. Like, look how light that is. Again, I really liked the product, but it's just, I couldn't use it because I'm an idiot and I got the wrong shade and I'm really disappointed. But anyway, moving on. All right, next is some Australis products. Now, bear with me because I know that I did say that the bronzer in this is fantastic. I stand by that. This is the darker bronzer. I think I got given this in like a giveaway or something. This is just way too dark for me and very orangey. It's just not my shade. Really good formula, but it's not my shade. I can't actually wear that. I've tried and I cannot wear it. And then the two blushes I've got, these are all part of the Dewy and Daring range, by the way. The two blushes I've got are Side Chick, which is this one, and First Love, which is this one. I do enjoy the formula of these. However, these two particular shades are double up shades. I believe this is a double up of a different brand, and I just prefer the texture and like the look of that blush over this one. And then I believe, well, basically both of them are double ups. I can't remember if this looked very similar to another shade of the Dewy and Daring ones, or whether it just was very similar to a different blush that I have. I can't remember, but basically they're double up shades. These three products I'm not throwing out, I'm actually offering them to a friend, but I'm decluttering them from my collection. And then the final product is this Revlon Grip Matte Primer. This, I was expecting it to be more of a mattifying primer, but it just kind of feels and looks like a regular pore filling primer, and that's just not my thing. I don't like the texture of it. It just has that really like silicone type of feeling. It's just not really my thing. It has that like slippy sort of feeling to it, and it's not really mattifying. I don't find it mattifying much at all. Yeah, it's just not my thing, really. So that's why I'm decluttering that. All right, so that is all of my Empties and a small declutter for you. As always, let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and also subscribe if you would like to and you haven't already. Other than that, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.